Hi guys, it's KJM with another Hallmark movie review. Now I'm so pissed off. I just did this review on TikTok and at the end of like the 10 minutes or whatever, it deleted my review. I wasn't even able to save it to draft. I was just about to give you a part 2. Now I feel like I'm kind of rushed and I'm going to have to try to remember everything that I talked about in the first video. I'm a little bummed about it, but it's life. I don't know why these things happen. Okay, Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Haunted Wedding premiered starring Janelle Parrish and Dominic Sherwood. Now, Janelle Parrish has had a couple of Hallmark movies and they have not been successful. A matter of fact, one of the worst Hallmark movies I've ever watched was the one she had last Christmas, where her character and her character's best friend basically were fighting over Tyler Hines' character, and it was just, I don't even remember the title of that movie because it was so traumatic. And the fact that I had to watch it through the end to give you guys a review was like absolutely painful. So Janelle has not been doing well. You know her, she's not been doing well on Hallmark. You know her from playing the older sister in the book to movie series, To All the Boys I've Loved. But if you remember, she is not the main sister that we focus on, and I'm kind of wondering if this is why. I have seen a few other movies with her, I think outside of Hallmark, and they've been okay, but on Hallmark, it's a lot of flops. She's had 3 or 4 movies, and it has not been great. It has not been great. So when Megan and I saw that Haunted Wedding was coming up, we thought, oh, this looks silly, blah, blah, blah. We just didn't know. Well, I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. And I love that Hallmark saved some of the best, because I think we had 6 movies in the Fall Into Love series. And I love that Hallmark saved like the best for last, okay? Because I told you I enjoyed Autumn at Apple Hill. That was my favorite fall movie this year. And I think this one is right behind it because it actually has the fall theme. Plus, it's giving us a good script. We have 2 love stories. Megan and I love when there's 2 stories going on at one time. Our favorite is when there's like a romantic story and then there's a best friend story going on. But this was actually 2 love stories. I'm not sure if Megan actually watched this yet. But Megan, if you watched Haunted Wedding, text me and let me know what you thought of it, okay? I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. In order to get to a 9, it has to be something that I would keep on my DVR and watch it again. I thought it was good. I actually think I watched it twice yesterday so that I would make sure I didn't miss any details. And I enjoyed it both times, but once again, not a movie that I think I'll keep on my DVR and watch over and over again. But that's the majority of the Hallmark movies for me. It's the 9s and 10s that usually end up staying on my DVR for quite a long time. Anyway, the premise of this movie is we see the opening scene. We see Jana and Brian at like some sort of haunted house and they're searching for ghosts. Then they enter a room where there is a heart made out of flowers, and we see Brian drop down on one knee in this ghost house. Well, that's a unique proposal, and it seemed to work. Jana was excited, she accepted, and 6 months later, they are headed to Pennsylvania for their wedding, which will be at a haunted manor. Now, a couple things. Who the hell wants to get married at a haunted manor? Well, there are some people out here who do want to. And then also, who plans a wedding in 6 months? I mean, I've always heard that weddings are stressful, whether you take 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, whatever. But I can imagine planning it so fast is extra stressful. But Jana, she's up to the task. We find out that the reason why Jana and Brian love ghosts so much is when Jana was 9 years old, she saw the ghost of her grandmother at the foot of her bed. Her grandmother told her that she had passed on. And when Jana got up to share the news with her parents, it was very true. Her grandmother had just died. So Jana's explaining this to her friend, and her friend is like, there's no such thing as ghosts. Now, let me tell you this. Outside of white American culture, African American culture, Native American culture, West Indian culture definitely believes in our ancestors, making them proud that they watch us, that they look over us. I talk to Grandma Gloria and Grandma Alice at least once a week, and I consider myself to be a sane person. We pay homage to our ancestors. So hearing someone say that they saw the ghost of their grandmother and she had in fact passed on, I would not be telling my friend that she is crazy. That's just not what we're doing. So we find out that's why Jana loves ghosts, and Brian has the same interest. Like, he loves ghosts, he wants to talk to them. So now they're headed to this haunted manor, and we also find out that Jana had been engaged previously, and on the day of her wedding, her fiance, well, her ex-fiance, text her to say he's not ready to be married. Then 5 months later, he married somebody else. Baby, Jana, that means he was cheating. That's what he was doing. Now, Hallmark, if you wanted to take this movie to a 9, you could have spent a few minutes at the opening of the movie and show us that ex-fiance and the incident happening. I think that would have taken this movie to a notch, because now we know why Jana has some pre-wedding jitters. She's not sure if she's making the same mistake, but her friend tells her that Brian is in fact very, very different. He is not like that scumbag she was engaged to before. So they get to the manor and a lot of spooky things start to happen. First thing happens is Jana bumps into Angelique, the ghost that is stuck at the manor. They're talking and they're bonding. Angelique is so excited to be able to see somebody who can see her and speak to her. And then in comes Brian. He can also see Angelique and he's speaking to her ghost. But Brian bears the resemblance of Malcolm, Angelique's long lost love. So now when Angelique finds out that Jana and Brian are getting married at this manor, she says, honey, not in my house. You're not going to marry my man in my house. And baby, she starts messing up everything from decorations to food to cake. She's just not having it. Quickly, Jana and Brian find out, these ghost hunters find out, that Brian does bear resemblance to Malcolm, Angelique's long lost love. And now they're trying to figure out where Malcolm's at. Well, it turns out he's stuck at a local pub, baby. He's stuck at a local pub and he can't leave. So Jana and Brian tell Angelique they're going to do everything they can to bring Malcolm to her. And every time they fail, she gets angry and she starts jacking up their wedding. I mean, their guests are arriving in 2 days and everything in this haunted manor is in shambles, baby. Okay. Jana and Brian have different ideas about how to solve this problem. Brian keeps wanting to hire these ghost hunters, these frauds. Jana says, if we can see these ghosts collectively together, that means we were made to solve this problem, okay? And so they disagree, and we see they start to have a lot of arguments how to deal with this problem because they need to get married. Their guests are arriving soon. We find out that, this kind of dispute, we find out that the couple is now really second guessing whether they should get married. I feel like I just forgot something that I mentioned when I did this interview the first time. But Jana turns out to be right. That if they find something special that belonged to Malcolm, then that can free him from the pub and he can come to the manor and be with his long lost love, Angelique. Now, the reason why they both can see the ghosts is we find out that Brian is a long descendant of Malcolm. So Malcolm's like his great something. And then we find out the reason why Jana can see these ghosts is because she is Brian's true soulmate. That's what I was forgetting. Anyway, they finally go to the Historic Society and they borrow this wedding ring that Malcolm was supposed to give Angelique before he was killed in battle. And they get it. It frees Malcolm from the pub. And baby, they bring the two souls together on the evening of their wedding. They have a beautiful night wedding. We see the two ghosts also say their vows together, which I thought was super touching. The ghosts go into the light, and then Jana and Brian decided that they are right for each other. They went through all these things, and even though there was conflict, they are soulmates, because only true soulmates could free another set of soulmates. Hallmark, super deep. Like I said, haunted wedding. I am giving this an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Janelle. This was really good. A lot of us didn't really want to watch it, and we are so thankful, Hallmark, that you gave us a real Halloween-themed movie before we get into Countdown to Christmas and Miracles of Christmas. Christmas. Countdown to Christmas starts this Friday, guys. All right, let me know if you watch Haunted Wedding, what you think about it. I'm going to stop this now before it does the same thing and deletes it.